Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to Radical Disruption. Before I dive into today's episode, I just want to say this is not an episode to toot my own horn and say, hey, look at me. I'm so good. I'm so great. You should invest in my offers. This is not me talking at you. This is me talking with you. And I've just seen too many things, if I'm being quite honest with you, too many things lately on social media and on the back end of businesses, my own business as well as clients' businesses, to not talk about this topic. And that is the conversation around integrity. This is something that you need to be aware of as you invest in other people's offers, because I want you to be educated when it comes to investing, whether you're spending $5 or $5,000. And it's also something that I want you to be aware of for your own business, because I've said this many, many, many times before, but awareness is one of the best skills that you can have as a business owner. My goal with this episode is simply that. It is awareness. I am not pointing fingers at anyone. I'm not a perfect human being, nor am I a perfect business owner. I have made many mistakes in business, and I am constantly working to just improve myself every single day. And I know that you and I are on the same pursuit of getting 1% better each day, or else you wouldn't be listening to this podcast episode right now. And I also know that you know my heart when I share about topics like this on the podcast that are a little bit more sensitive. So, with all that being said, let's dive in. And I want to talk about integrity from the business owner perspective as well as from the client perspective. So, let's first talk about integrity as a business owner. So many people are selling things, and I'm not going to sugarcoat this. So many people are selling things that are trash to make a buck. They have never experienced the results that they are selling, or they've never helped anyone else to experience those results that they're selling. They inflate their numbers, whether those numbers are revenue numbers or weight loss numbers or whatever those numbers are. They inflate their numbers. They say things because they know it's going to go viral and it's going to perform well. To give an example, randomly, and I say randomly, but obviously the algorithm fed this to me strategically, so maybe it wasn't that actually random, but randomly I saw a creator's post popped up on my feed last week, and she was teaching a strategy in this carousel post, and the post had gone mega viral. Like, I want to say it had like 20,000 likes, which means, you can only imagine how many views that had. But the comment section was just person after person. I was reading this comment section. They were all calling her out because she doesn't actually use the strategy that she was teaching. But again, she knew exactly what to say to go viral, and it worked. But at what cost? At the cost of her integrity, because people recognize you're teaching a strategy that you're not doing, and you're saying that it's working for people, and you're telling people to go out and do it, but you're not even doing it yourself because it doesn't actually work. I also saw a post from a girl saying that she joined a mastermind where everyone inside of that mastermind was inflating the revenue that they make. And I think that we have lost the plot in the digital product based space, in this online space, when it comes to running a business. It's about transformation, not about revenue. The revenue is truly the bonus. Yes, I know you started your business to make a lot of money, to have the freedom that comes with making money. That will come. But if your focus is only on the revenue and not on the impact, not on the transformation, you are going to run into so many issues. And to me, that's the fix for this issue here. Instead of asking ourselves, how much can I make? We should be asking ourselves, how can I make sure as many people as possible complete this offer, whatever that offer is, and get the results that I promised them on the sales page? How can I do everything possible to get them to that point? And you know what's really great is, as you do that, as you focus on the transformation, the revenue will come, and it'll be more than you could ever imagine making. But your focus needs to be on the right thing. It needs to be on transforming, not on the numbers. And those numbers, again, we could talk about the numbers of the vanity metrics. We could also talk about revenue numbers. Transforming is what we're in the game to do, and people are who we're in it to do it for. Now, let's talk about having integrity as a client and as a student in other people's offers. If you sign up for an offer that has payment plans, you still have to pay all of those payments, even if you don't get anything from that offer. Maybe you go through that offer, you're like, I hate this offer. I don't like, I don't align with the way that this is being taught, whatever. A payment plan is not a cop out strategy. It is not an exit strategy. It is a kind way to make an offer more accessible. If you are signing up with a payment plan so that you have a way out, you should not be buying that offer at all. I've had so many poor educational investments myself, easily $10,000 worth, that I've purchased this offer and been like, okay, this is not aligned, or this is actually like, they should not be charging what they charge for this. And, it's just not high quality, whatever, right? I've had so many different experiences, and I've still continued to pay everything that I owed. I even had one investment. It was a $4,000 investment. I didn't get anything from that offer, and it was not aligned in any way with the way that I wanted to run my business. And it was just not like what was sold to me was not what I was getting. And I still paid every single payment for a $4,000 offer. There is no, oh my gosh, I don't like this, so cancel my payments. If you sign up for a payment plan, you complete all the payments. There is no, oh, I can't make a payment, so just remove me from the offer. No, 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 no. If you sign up for a payment plan, you complete all the payments, period. And if you literally cannot financially complete the payments, then reach out to the business owner. Have an open and honest conversation with them. They should work out a plan with you. Most people will. I would work out a plan with you to help you out, whether that is pausing payments or giving you some type of an extension or whatever it is, right? Reach out to them, be open and honest of like, hey, this is my situation, because people are going to be way more open to helping you out when you reach out and you share your situation with them, versus they're seeing on the back end notifications coming in, failed payment, failed payment, failed payment. And what they're thinking in their head is, this person is trying to get out of this offer, even if you're not trying to get out of the offer, right? So just be open and honest. And another thing, as a client, and as a student, is if you have an issue with the offer, just talk to the person, talk to the business owner first before you try and dispute the payment. Most business owners will gladly make something work and go above and beyond to help you out. I just had a student dispute a payment from something that they bought, I think it was like 6 months ago. So it was in January. They just disputed the payment with no communication with me prior. I would have been so happy to sort out any issues that she had, and just hearing her out. Like, I would also be so curious to know, like, what are her thoughts? That's going to help me to improve my offer, make me a better business owner, make me a better teacher. Like, I would love to hear all the things that she had to say. If she had just reached out to me, I would have been so happy. So I think the simple fix here from the client student side of things is, if you wouldn't want your clients and students to do it to you, then don't do it to others. I'm a big believer that the way that you lead yourself in your business and in your personal life attracts the clients and attracts the students who come into your world. So think about the standard that you want to set, and set it through your actions. Me personally, I will never ask or tell you to do something that I've not done or tested myself. And if I'm telling you to do it, or I'm not going to tell you to do it, I would say, hey, I've heard of this strategy before. I've never done this myself, so I don't know how it's going to work. And I'm going to be so transparent with you. I will also always tell you whether or not an offer is a good fit for you, based off of if it's a truly good fit for you, not based off of what my bank account looks like, not based off of what my revenue goals are for that month or for that launch. I will always be so honest with you, even if it means that I will make less money. Something else about me, I invest $50,000 minimum per year into my business, into my own personal development. I would never ask anyone to go out and invest that amount of money if I had not invested that amount myself. I go first. My actions are aligned with my values. And that is really the conversation that I want to bring, is just making sure that we are all aligned in the way that not only we are running our businesses, but also the way that we are being clients and students in other people's offers. So your homework from today's episode is this. I want you to pull up the last offer that you invested in. Again, whether it's $5,000, whether it's $5, I don't care. Pull up that last offer. And then also, I want you to think about the last offer that you sold. Whether that was a course, whether it's coaching, whatever, I want you to ask yourself one honest question for each. If you are the buyer, did you show up to this the way that you would want your own clients to show up for you? If you are the seller, asking yourself, am I building this around how much I can make, or around how much people, or maybe let me rephrase that. Am I building this around how much I can make, or around the transformation of the offer and getting people to the result that I promised them on the sales page.